Recording. All right, we're recording. You guys, this is so awesome that you're all here. I want to put it on this view because I want to see. Can you guys see what I just did? I just put it on so we can see everyone. I love this. I think this is.
They just do a gallery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are welcome to hit gallery. So the recording will be, I think, with everyone. I love this. This is so exciting because I just shared this, but let me say it one more time while this is recording. But that I just saw, of course, scrolling Facebook before I hopped on, but great people do things before they're ready. They do things before they know they can do it. So you guys being on this call is so huge because it shows that you are taking a kind of a leap of faith and kind of just stepping up to the plate and not really knowing what's going to happen and just kind of taking this leap of faith. So we have about 30 minutes tonight to just kind of open our hearts to you guys, share a little bit about what we do. And I want to point this out, how cool this is, because Shar and I, what she does in her business doesn't necessarily benefit me. And what I do in Shar's business doesn't benefit her. Those of you guys who have been doing doTERRA for a little while, we're cross lines. So to us, it means supporting each other and encouraging each other and just kind of being here for each other and doing things like this and rising together. And I love that we have this type of community where we can do this. I think it's pretty cool, like good kind of chills, kind of cool. So Shar was going to kick it off with a little bit. I'll just let you go ahead, Shar. I don't want to keep talking. This is all you.
Yeah, well, I think it's super awesome that you all are here tonight. And like Anna said, I just think it's great that we can all come together. I really have shifted my focus to community and support. And I just love that we can do that even though we're not technically on each other's teams. But I love that we can support each other and, you know, the people on our teams as well. So I'll start off the call and we're just going to keep it more open and just kind of say what's on our heart and tell you more about what brought us into it and kind of the mission that we're taking in our own businesses. So for those that don't know me that are on Anna's team or maybe haven't heard my story, I kind of got into the oils and natural health when I became a mom. So I feel like that is a huge shift for some. And for me, it was more of an eye-opener of what was I doing in my home and my health when I was carrying my child. And of course, I didn't think of this when I was, using these chemical cleaners and, spritzing them around when it was just me. But it took me having my daughter to really shift things in my life and just make me question. I started questioning things and doing more research and, writing blog posts about it. And that kind of is what led me to the oils eventually in January 2016 when, we set New Year's resolutions and we want to up the ante on our health or whatever it is, or, show up at the gym more. So I decided to give oils a shot and I thought, heck, if they don't work, then I'll just move on to the next health thing. But lo and behold, they worked magically. I fell in love with them. And I just started naturally sharing my, what I was doing with the oils and attracted people or my family members and friends and ones I love started asking questions. And that naturally transitioned into me doing this as a business. And I just love that because I feel like with the oils, it's just such a natural thing to share them. Like I don't feel salesy or forced or anything at all. It's just me wanting to genuinely help people. And so I read this book last week and it's called Undoctored. And I really feel like the oils help us lead that lifestyle. So the undoctored approach is more going to a doctor when we need to. So when we break an arm or we need an emergency surgery and all that. And I really think that the oils are a key part of that. And I don't know if you guys know it yet, but you are really part of this shift that is happening. And it makes me feel so happy that we have so many people on board and ready to do this with us because there is this huge movement happening and we are going to be the ones that are bringing it about by our sharing and our caring for others and just really, really being the impact for change. So I like to say, be the change you wish to see. And I feel like that's what we're doing. And living out this beautiful life of helping others do the same is what it's all about. And I just hope you guys know how important it is and how key it is for you to be here and show up and be the change that you want to see. So I don't know, Anna, do you want to tell more about your story, which led you to it, and then we'll kind of flip back to our missions. And
yeah, love it. Okay, sure. Thanks for sharing. It's so interesting. You can work with people for a couple years and never really hear their story, besides just know you're kind of on the same path and just virtually high five each other and then move on. So I love hearing people's stories. So it's funny. I'd written this down a few times and I was trying to like read it over before this call, and I just kept getting distracted and it didn't happen. These last couple days were crazy. So it's having this community here is so important to me. It's so grounding to me. And I realized kind of when I moved back from the north end of Florida. So let me back up a little bit. My husband and I met in college. So actually Brittany's on. She was there for that time period. What's up, girl? I actually have a master's degree in engineering and minor in business. And that I did that because I knew I wanted something with a career, something that was going to make money. I dig math. I still would tutor it if I could, because I love the math side of things. I love a process. I love seeing something that has like a beginning and an end and a way to do it. And so found myself in engineering, found myself in cubicles at the end of the day. I found after graduation, and I was in cubicles and I wasn't talking to people. I was just sitting there like doing math and like solving these problems I didn't really care about, and then having to deal with like office politics and realizing that like it kind of sucked. And then I got pregnant with my daughter and had this huge shift. So pregnancy has a way of kind of changing your mindset and creating the shift in your life. I'm sure many of you here can relate. And I started researching what I was doing, what I was putting in my body, on my body. I was already kind of eating right, exercising. My older sister's a chiropractor, so I was totally always kind of into this like natural health perspective of things, but never really understood how to bring it home with me besides like food and exercise, right? If I got sick, I was still either not taking something or like knowing I'm taking something that isn't good for me. So I attended an Essential Oils 101 class, and not only did the oils like completely blow me away, but this is more my business story, right? So some of the statistics that it was a class taught by Ange Peters, and some of the things she told us at that class, I was like, what? This is crazy. Why aren't more people doing this? Because she was saying, well, let me give you these stats now. So it would have been like whatever scale to it was 2 years ago. Now there's 5 million people who use doTERRA. doTERRA is now the largest, the fastest growing essential oil company in the world, which it was then too. Less than 10% of these 5 million people do the business. Less than 1% of, maybe 0.1%, I forget the exact statistic, Shar, it was presented at Leadership, I can't remember, do doTERRA as a business. So even if you look at the number of people in Florida, I think there's 2 presidential diamonds in Florida. I think you look around us and you ask people, if you ask 10 people at the grocery store if they use doTERRA, 10 out of 10 aren't going to have a clue what you're talking about. So I not only saw this as an incredible way to bring natural health home with me, but as a way to get out of that cubicle. So I kind of knew from the beginning that I was interested in the business side. And for those of you who know Ange Peters, you also know that she's like magnet for people that just, she shows you possibility. So part of what we want to portray here tonight is a possibility of you guys seeing yourself doing this for yourself, for your family. I have this, I'll get into vision in a little bit, like getting on a roll here. But I just saw it as this great way to get out of the cubicle, as a great way to get rid of that pay cap. I was like literally being told there's no way you're getting a promotion, there's no way you're getting a raise. And then I got pregnant again, and I just was hearing it over and over and over again. And it's heartbreaking and soul crushing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm smart enough to not have to deal with this and not have to do this. So here I am a couple years later, and I love it. I love what I do. And I think we'll get into a little bit more about like what we're doing and where we're going. But that's kind of my story. Rambling on for a few minutes, but it works.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying, because you mentioned something that I too was preparing myself for and then totally missed it. But that oils are just a nice complement to the other things that we are doing. You know, like when I talked about living the undoctored lifestyle, it's about, you know, eating right too, and, you know, supplementing with exercise and sweating and all that. And, you know, those are important too. And the oils just help you in living out that lifestyle that's going to further support that, you know, shift to living more undoctored and more, you know, natural. And what I love too is that we are all on our own path. Like, we're not going to follow the same path. And I love that doTERRA offers us that opportunity to take it at the pace we want to go at. And I really stress that, because your business is your business and no one's forcing you to do what you're doing. But the beauty in what we're going to be leading into over the next few months is that you can take it at the pace you want to go at. But what we're going to do is come together and support each other and meet you where you're at on your journey. So I love that too about what this business has to offer. So do you want to quickly share, or how much time do we have? About 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Our vision now?
Yeah, this is the fun part.
Okay. So I have mine written down, and this is the thing too. It's always a work in progress. So coming back from convention, and I think just taking those shifts, like everything has a season. I feel like my season of resting and really recouping from the business just happened, and now it's into gear mode and really putting my love and passion back into the business. So again, my mission and vision is ever changing, and same with yours too. So Anna, if you don't mind, I'm just going to share my screen quickly, and then I'll just bring up my vision and read it to you guys.
Oh, yours is pretty.
I just wrote it before we came on. So this is kind of where I'm at now. And again, it's ever changing and evolving. As a community of health and wellness educators and lifestyle leaders, we aim to be the change we wish to see by helping empower others with essential oils and natural health solutions as our main tools. We see value in being informed and taking ownership of our lives by living in a way that leads to vibrant and glowing health. We see the opportunity to help others live this way and to help them take back their own power by being their guides and supportive tribe in this lifestyle. Together, we are united and offer hope as we question conventional wisdom and become pioneers in our own health movement that has the heart of helping, serving, and empowering others. So that's kind of what I talked about, but to summarize it into a vision statement, that's what I've come up with. So it'll be in the recording if you guys want to take a look at it again after the call.
Oh my gosh. I love it. So good. Yes. Let me find mine. Hopefully I left it up.
No, honestly, I had to have it written out, because as much as these things are at my core, and again, they might be different for everyone else, but you know, it's all embedded in us a little bit of helping and serving others, and you know, being the change, and just helping increase this vibrancy of life and joy. Yeah.
While I'm pulling mine up, but I want to call someone out real quick, if I may. Who's on? JP, girlfriend. Can you unmute yourself? Hi. Okay, as I'm finding this, because I need to pull it up. Can you share a little bit about, so you've been doing this for just over a year now, right?
Almost a year.
I just would love to hear you share a little bit about what you've enjoyed being in here. I don't know. I'll let you spend like a minute.
This kind of stuff, actually, one of the reasons that I decided to do it was, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're kind of freezing like a robot, but you're good.
I think the biggest thing was the community part. So kind of coming together with Shar and Sideline and all this group is like super duper exciting to me. And I love your vision statement, Shar. And I know I'm going to love Anna's too. I didn't get to go to convention, but I did watch it, the recap, on the doTERRA ticket. And that sparked me even more, really. But I love the community and being able to share something that I use in my own house and know that they make a difference, and just inspiring other people through the use of natural tools. And I find it good to know, and I'm learning every day, that there really are people that are looking for stuff like this everywhere. And I've been praying for opportunity. So yeah.
Love it. Cool. Thanks for sharing. All right. I know, I love working with you, JP. It's been an awesome year. Okay, I found mine now. I just have to remember how to share my screen. Okay. So mine is this. So our leaders strive to provide value and encouragement to our members by empowering others with essential oils. I'm in the way. Okay. Sorry, I can't see half of this. There we go. With essential oils and the tools and resources to succeed in their journeys. We live a natural health lifestyle, and by being visible, we walk as lights in our community and guide others to what it looks like to live that high vibe life. We attract confident, smart women and families who research what we put in and on our bodies and into our homes, who know we are meant to feel amazing in our own bodies and trust in our intuition when it comes to our own health and the vitality of our families. As a community, we reach our goals of time and financial freedom while serving others using our true voice and our personal strengths. By sharing essential oils, we understand that we are not just sharing natural health, but offering hope. So this is what spoke to me, you guys. And it's cool because I wrote it for more of like the community, but it ended up being more towards our leaders. And I think the key thing that I want to point out is this hope that we provide and how we, as a community, we rise together. And that really kind of leads us into what Shar and I envision for this call and the calls going forward. We saw this great need within our teams to rise together, to kind of teach you guys the basics, and where my strengths lie is more of like a process. What are the step-by-step ways to get something done? And where Shar is great and we're both growing together is learning how to create this business from your heart. Because you can have a process, you can do anything if you have steps, in my opinion, but no one's going to do this business like you are. Your posts aren't going to look like mine. Your classes aren't going to look like mine. Your table that you set up isn't going to look like mine. How you sample someone isn't going to be how I sample someone. So there's so much space and so much room for all of us to grow together, and so much space and so much room for all of us to have a thriving business. And we just want you guys to kind of like catch hold of this vision and let us share with you the ways that we've grown to silver and gold and are going to be growing beyond that. And it's together that we do that. We want to see you succeed. It's become less of like, oh, I want to hit my next rank, to, oh my gosh, I cannot wait until this girl hits elite and she hits premier. And how much is that going to help change for her family? And man, when they hit silver, they're going to be able to come to leadership with us. So it's less and less like about ourselves and more about you guys. And I love that. I think it is so cool. And I know Shar has some details of what it is that's coming up that we wanted to invite you guys to.
Okay, so what we're going to move into after this is kind of like the intro call, but if you want to join us in the journey, and I know my girls that are on the call right now have filled in the form and all that, but it's kind of based on what you want to take it as. But what we are going to focus on is really the framework and the structuring to help you reach whatever rank you're looking for. And it may not be a rank. It may just be to develop yourself, to get out of your comfort zone, or maybe it is to reach that first pivotal leadership rank in doTERRA to attend leadership. So we're going to work with you until the end of January. So I think it's over the 10 10 calls.
October through January. Every other week.
You're the math girl.
I need a calculator. I don't know.
So what we're going to do moving forward is we're going to do bi-weekly calls, and they will start in October, likely the second week of October. And we're still deciding if a Tuesday, or I know for me, there are some people that aren't on the call tonight, and Thursdays I think would work a bit better, but me and Anna will work out the details. It'll probably be around the same time. And again, we're going to honor your time, and they're not going to be longer than 30 to 40 minutes, but it's going to be, again, in a supportive environment to help each other to reach your goals, but to do it where you can ask questions and, follow the steps that we've used to get us to where we are, and just helping everyone work together. So like I said, bi-weekly until the end of January, because if you are reaching for silver, you have until January 31st to reach that rank in order to come to leadership in Orlando or on the West Coast.
Why would one want to attend leadership, Shar?
For me personally, I just attended my last leadership last March, and it was eye-opening. You get to connect with so many high-level leaders, but it's not like you feel in a different arena or apart from them. They are so supportive. It's just such a supportive environment, and you really can take your business to the next level by attending and learn. You learn so much. I can't really put a tagline on what it is you learn, but it just is really eye-opening, and really the vibes there are very different than what you would expect anywhere else. What would you say, Anna?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. For me, it comes back to that community and reaching out to people that you've only ever met maybe online, or kind of you start following leaders that are pretty visible on social media, and then all of a sudden you meet them in person and you're like, oh, hey, like, what's up? I really love that post you did about blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing you know, you're like having wine with them out by the pool, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. And you're like, man, we got to get up early tomorrow. So it's just a great way to really connect with other people, really pull in the knowledge from so many other people, learn the basics, business skills, but it's always from the heart there. I always leave a doTERRA event so motivated, so encouraged, so inspired, and just like ready to take what I've learned, apply it, but also teach other people what I learned. So I don't know, there's so much to going. I've also heard it said that every time you attend an event, it'll catapult your business in 3 days, 2 days, a day, whatever. How many days is leadership? A couple days? 2 days?
I think it was 3.
3 days. In 3 days, what would take you 6 months without going? This is what I always hear the Kirschbaum saying. So I love that analogy, because it really just brings the importance of what events can really do for your business. So while this Rise to Silver is geared towards helping you guys reach those goals. So that's why, for those of you who filled it out, there's a little quick sheet that kind of gives us a little overview of what your goals would be. And for those of you who have no idea, the first call is going to outline like what it actually looks like to build this business, what these ranks look like, what it would need to you financially, from a structure perspective. So very basic, and also giving you those tools you can use going forward for every rank.
Yes. I think it's going to be awesome. And we want to open it up. Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything that you want to ask us, or is there anything that is on your heart after this call that you want to express? Or, you feel free to type it in the chat too if you're not comfortable talking. But, we're open to hearing from you guys too, because this is for you and for us all together. So I want to emphasize that this is the circle of trust, if you will, and that we're all, doing this together, and that, we can all support each other in whatever someone has to ask. And I'm sure other people are thinking as well.
I just wanted to say one thing, because I had an experience this week. And I just want to say that just because you face one negative person, do not stop. Do not let it affect you. Just rise above it, because they just aren't ready yet, and you don't need that. So thank you, Anna, for teaching me that this week. There's so much good, and there's so many people that need us, that those negative people don't deserve a space in our brain. So that's that.
Yes.
So true. I actually use it as fuel now. I'm like, take it as a challenge. Like, okay, well, who's the next person you can go on to, you know, to impact positively or use it?
You know what? And about less than half a day after that, somebody came to me that I'm working with right now, and that is exactly what I thought. So
it all comes back, yeah.
Anyone else? We kind of intentionally left this vague. So more to come. First or second week of October, honestly.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a preference for, if you can type it in the chat box, for Tuesdays or Thursdays? Maybe? Or like comment on our post in the group. We'll create a separate group for this too. It'll be fun.
Yeah, so if you guys have any preference, or if the night doesn't matter, then that'll, I guess, be easier for us to work with. But we look forward to it, super pumped, and it'll be more loosely based on just going with the flow of what you want in this business. I am so about the word flow right now, and I don't want to be forceful, because I've been there and it sucks. So I want you guys to flow with what is working for you guys. So take the program. I even say that loosely, Anna, like program, it's more like support tribe, Rise to Silver tribe, to just really support you on where you're going. And maybe you're, you know, leaving on the doTERRA path, but maybe you're going to take away something from the calls that really propels you and puts your business into motion. So that's all we hope for you guys. Tuesdays or Wednesdays? Thursday. Tuesday.
It's like, what works for us?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, in all honesty, for me, Tuesdays or Thursdays work, so you can.
Okay, cool. No, that's good to know. And they'll be recorded too, so just know that if you miss it, you'll be able to catch up. No worries. All right, thanks, guys. I think we'll leave it at that, and that way, for those of us who are hopping in on Catherine's call, we can do that too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for attending, everyone. Look forward to seeing all your beautiful faces in October.
I know. Yay. Smiling.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.